The Manuscript of Survival, Part 320. June 8, 2013. As the days and nights continue to shift and expand, many of you will have trouble following suit. You see, nothing is ever certain now, not even the speed of light or even the length of an hour, much less a second. Flux is the only word to describe this process, as the natural limits you have gotten used to no longer applies. Let us explain. As you are well aware of, the influx of light coming in and through you does not only affect you in every cell of your body. It also affects everything around you. Mankind has gotten used to living within very strictly defined set of circumstances, and this also includes the so-called natural laws that govern everything around you. Well, let us rephrase that: you used to govern everything around you. For you have mayhaps already noticed how your own concept of time is no longer a strict physical and linear concept anymore. Try to look back on yesterday, or better yet, last week, and see if you can get any real sense of just how much time that period can be divided into. Do you find it easy, and does it come natural to you anymore to even think about yesterday or last week? We know it will sound confusing, but we think it will feel even more confusing trying to put these days and nights into a set sequence like you used to do in the old days. In other words, if you compare your sense of time and sense of linearity inside of you now to what it used to be when you had no other way of defining yourself than as a normal human being, we think you will see what we are getting at. For as you started to step into your true self, you also started to step outside the boundaries of a so-called normal life with all of its connotations. And, if there is one thing that does define a normal life, it is the strict rules set up by your clocks and your calendars. It is the whole clockwork that keeps the old system ticking, and we do mean that in every sense of the word. Well, do you still see yourselves as a part of that clockwork, or have you gotten the sense of freedom that stepping completely outside these boundaries will bring you? For this is about liberation, dear friends, liberation from anything and indeed anyone that tries to put you within any strict confines of any kind, whether they be defined by a measuring stick like the time, or whether it is by defining you within what is usually being described as normal behavior and natural limits in one person living inside the body of a human being. Well, you have by now gotten a little bit more used to the idea that any old rules need no longer apply to you. For you are in fact limitless, in every way, and now, as the time to really go and explore the meaning of the word has come, it will also be apt to engender a lot of confusion. For remember, your own body and indeed psyche has been used to navigating in very familiar waters at all times, following the routes set up a very long time ago, both within yourself but also out in the world at large. But now, as boundary after boundary, limitation after limitation is being swept away by the light, it can be more than a little daunting to find yourself in a vast open space, unmarked by any kind of guiding principles. For remember, it is up to each and every one of you to explore this vast open plain of possibilities, and so the question comes very quickly, where to begin? This concept in itself can be so daunting it may lead to inertia, or an inability to even begin. So again we say, just jump right into it, by connecting within with your old friend yourself in all of its connotations, and together, we urge you to start to explore whatever you find, literally on your own doorstep. For remember, there is no need to go far away to find hidden treasures, dear ones, they are truly at your own doorstep. There may not even be any need to go outside to find the first ones. The Constant Companions. Channeled by Asia North. asianorth.wordpress.com